With multi-million-dollar investments in projects like Hinkley Point nuclear power station here, Britain benefits from Chinese money. It's a similar story across much of the European Union, where investments in the first half of the year reached $22 billion, according to a report this week from lawyers Baker McKenzie. However, in the US, the trade war is weighing down on deal-making, with just $2.5 billion in Chinese investment.
The rhetoric from the Trump government is very unappealing for the Chinese. They absolutely have an imperative to continue their policy of outbound investment. They're only going to do that where they feel they're stepping into a situation where they've got long-term security about the way they will be treated.
In response to the escalating trade war, China and Europe have grown closer. Chinese Premier Li Keqiang and EU leaders in Beijing this week voicing joint support for free trade.
The talk between the EU and China about reciprocal access, that's exactly the dialogue that the Chinese expect, and that's what's making them feel comfortable about continuing to invest in Europe.
Europe benefits from many high-end Chinese investments in the automotive industries, health and biotech, claims Baker McKenzie, at the expense of the US.
I think that it's got a few more phases to run through. I think things will get worse before they get better. But there is a need for both the US and China to find a basis upon which they can coexist in the global economy.
Baker McKenzie says that Chinese companies are also doing a little financial housekeeping, selling assets. In North America, nearly $10 billion worth, with another $4 billion pending. And while the scale is smaller in Europe, the picture is something similar. Clearly, when the dust settles on this global trade war, the world financial investment situation is going to look very different. Richard Bestick, CGTN, London.